Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm still alive. Thank God I'm still alive. But in all seriousness, though, it wasn't too bad. My shift last night wasn't too bad. People do get hurt on Christmas Day. People have always gotten hurt on the most random days ever. People get hurt all the time. You can't help it. You can't time when you get sick. But I noticed that around these holidays, people tend to be a little bit sillier. Luckily this year though, people are a lot more sensible. And the work itself isn't too bad on public holidays because you're only really looking after the emergency cases. Because the usual stuff, the elective stuff, are left until everybody gets back to work. So we only deal with the emergency cases, the really serious cases. We normally just discharge every other stable people to go home and come back later. That's usually is the case. So the work isn't too bad, but there's a lot of surprises. That's the only thing I don't like, surprises. But yeah, so it was a little bit more relaxed last night. We get to sit around, chit-chat, talk about life. There's not really a lot of real work going on, even though, yes, we are working. But yeah, when you work night shifts, you will have a lot of time on your hand to gossip and talk about all the stuff other than work. So that's why I enjoy night shifts sometimes, even though I really do hate how it disrupts my body schedule. You know, I am a very schedule-oriented person. Anyways, we were chatting, and this medical resident, he's first year, he came around and hung out with us, and we sort of talked about different cultures. He asked me, are you Chinese, by the way, because of your last name, Huang? And I said, yeah, I get that all the time. People ask me if I'm Chinese or Japanese, or maybe some people even said I look like I'm Indian. I personally don't think I look Indian, but yeah, I thank you for the compliments. But yeah, people ask me a lot of the time, are you Chinese? Maybe my ancestors would have been Chinese. We would have crossed paths somehow. But I am a full-blooded Vietnamese man. Yeah. But yeah, people do mistake me for being Chinese all the time. And I remember in high school, I went to a Chinatown in Perth, Western Australia, to buy some vegetables with my mom, and every single store that I went to, people started speaking Chinese to me. People just saw my face and started speaking Chinese to me. And I had to tell them, sorry, I don't speak Chinese. Even though I spoke English to them, they still continue to speak Chinese to me. I got really frustrated as a kid when these things happen. For some reason, now I'm speaking about my biases here. Don't take offense at what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what happened in the past. Obviously, I'm not the same anymore, but I used to have a very strong bias against Chinese people. Growing up in Vietnam, my cousins, my teachers, my friends, my parents, everybody is so hostile towards the Chinese because, not really hostile, they just have this bias against Chinese people. They don't like them because of our history, obviously. The Chinese did colonize us, they did invade us in the past. But that's history, man. Like, I don't care. I don't care what happened in the past. I care about the future generation and the generation that is right here, right now. And keep in mind, though, a lot of the conflicts that happen, it's not the people to blame. It's the people at the top. It's the people at the top, the people controlling the masses, the people that control the citizens and tell them to have these sorts of negative perceptions of other people. Those are the people that I think I need to hate. I don't feel like hating them even. Like I dislike them. How about that? It's mainly the people at the top that is problematic. It's not the citizens. I have had a lot of Chinese friends in my childhood. I still have a lot of Chinese friends as an adult, and they're all lovely people. They're all lovely people. A lot of them are single children. They don't have any siblings, so they feel lonely a lot of the time, and that's why they can be a little bit eccentric sometimes. But from my experience, I found that Chinese people are lovely. I do like them. They are very hospitable. They're very kind. And yeah, that just sort of erased all of my preconceived notions about these people, what my parents, what the Vietnamese society are telling me about Chinese people, how they are bad, they are greedy, they are this, they are bad for the environment, they are, yeah, they're not really. You hang out with the common people and you will see for yourself that it's not the people that are like this, it's the people at the top. Anyways, enough rambling. The doctor was saying how he used to work in a hospital somewhere out there in Australia, and you know, the computer on wheels that we use at the hospital, yeah, those ones. If you work in the hospital, you will know what I mean. Basically the computers that are on the tray with the wheels, the doctors at this hospital call them cows. It's just a nickname, you know, cows, because it looks like a cow. It can move around. Yeah, you know what I mean. Those computer towers, yeah, they call them cows. And the doctor was telling me a story about how one day they were doing the round and they were looking at this Indian patient. And you know, Indians, they hold high regards for cows. They worship cows. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, they see cows as something that is sacred. And so there was a registrar who came on the round and said to this medical resident, "Can you bring the cow in the room?" And the Indian patient heard that and got really offended. Now, I don't know what happened next because, yeah, he just told the story to us, but we cracked up laughing. And I thought to myself, man, some people, I feel sorry for them because they take offense to everything. And I was like that. I was like that as a child. I got really offended when people started calling me Chinese. I have small eyes. I'm this, I'm that. I'm Asian. People just ignore the fact that I am a proud, full-blooded Vietnamese. Not that it matters, anyways, because like we are all Asians, and I think maybe our ancestors would have crossed paths in the past. I very well could have been Chinese, but that doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that I got real offended when people just don't know if I'm Chinese or not. I look like a Chinese, but I got real offended because of my negative perception of the Chinese people. And I think people, they don't really mean that. They don't try to offend me. And I feel like our society nowadays, a lot of people, I really do feel sorry for them because they see the world as being against them. They think everybody is talking shit about them. They're trying to hurt them. They're trying to offend them and being hateful towards them. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Chill out. Chill out. Have some sense of humor. Don't react to every single thing. Sometimes, yes, people do say bad things about them. People do have malicious intents to offend you and stuff like that. But most of the times, people just don't know. People just don't know, and don't shut the door in people's face. Leave your doors open. Leave the doors open for conversations. Come to a greater understanding of people. If people mistake you for being Chinese, so what? Tell them you are Vietnamese. Tell them you get that a lot. People call you Chinese all the time. Make a joke out of it. Lighten up. Lighten up, buttercup. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well. Stay strong. God bless. Merry Christmas to everybody. And I hope you guys are doing well. I love you all. And I'm going to work soon. So talk to you later.